Zombie Apocalypse.
Right then, I'm back with another video, and this is the final video of the 8 Legendary Edition races. So we've done 7 of them already, and the Amazons is the last of the 8 to be done. After I've done this video, I will be going on to doing the other 24 races, and we will be starting off with Orcs, a team I've had a lot of good fortune with over the years. So they'll be next up, and then after that I think we might be going high elves, because a fellow friend of mine wants me to do them, so we'll do that as well. So without further ado then, here come the girls. Amazon, interesting team. It's one of those teams where I'm tempted to actually take them in the Champions Cup. I don't know why, but yeah, they look nice, don't they? Yeah. Let's have a look at the rosters. Obviously, you should know by now, but it's me, Bernie Buffon, and this is a roster and tactic video to help you out with tips and stuff about building Amazon team today. And we're going to have a look at a few rosters, and then after that I'm going to tell you which roster I would take into the official Cyanide Champions Cup, where the aim is to try and make the playoffs and then make the money, because believe it or not, there is money involved. If you make the way the rules are at the moment, if you make the semi-finals, you will win cash. So a very nice incentive indeedy. Right, so without further ado, let's go on with the Amazons then. Here's the first roster. The good thing with Amazons is they all come with dodge. What's fantastic. The other interesting point, if you can notice, it doesn't matter what position they play, they have the exact same stat line: 6 movement, 3 strength, 3 agility, AV7. The only difference is what skills they can take on a normal roll. Now you can take 4 blitzers, 2 catchers, 2 throwers, and the rest is Linewomen. Now, in my opinion, in any roster you go for, the thing you have to take is 4 blitzers. They start off with Blodge, what's fantastic. That is just great. And for 90k, they're not badly priced as well. And then that gives you obviously 4 pieces what can block from the start. And obviously, although they're only armor 7, at least they've got the Blodge protection already built in. And this build gives you 1 thrower and 1 catcher, and then obviously the rest of the Linewomen. And on this build, you've got 6 Linewomen, so that actually gives you 12 players to start off with. What's fantastic. You've got 3 team rerolls, and you've got an apothecary as well. So you get a lot of stuff for your money when it comes to the Amazons. I mean, 50k for a Linewoman is fantastic value, really is. They're just great. So this is one way of doing them. So like I say, 12 players, that includes 4 blitzers, a thrower, a catcher, 3 rerolls, and an apothecary. Fantastic value. Right, the next build. This one has, you still got your 4 blitzers, and you've got your thrower. But what this adds is an extra catcher. So instead of having just a 1 catcher, you've got 2. So you've got both the catchers straight off the bat from the beginning. The only bad thing about this is you've only got 11 players. You've still got your 3 team rerolls. You've got your apothecary, but you do lose your bench. So you do lose your Linewoman. So some people say that's a fair trade, but you just got to remember you are only AV7. So yeah. So that again, another good solid roster in my opinion. This roster, let's have a look what we got on this one. Right, so this roster has just gone with the 4 blitzers and no other positional. But what that does, it gives you 13 players instead of 12. So you've got two bench players. You still keep your 3 team rerolls, but unfortunately you're just 10k short of an apothecary. Yeah, I've got 40k in the bank, so after one game you should be able to get an apothecary. The only risk with this is if one of your blitzers gets splattered, and has to be retired. That's the risk. I don't think it's that well balanced, this thing. And like I say, usually, yes, you do need a bench, but in the first few games, when there's less killy stuff, you may get away with it, and won't be as much tackle unless you're against like dwarfs or troughs. So I don't really think this roster's needed, but there you go. If you want to see how to get more players and a deeper bench, this is the way to do it. So there's basically that one, and I think I might have missed this roster. So let's have a look. Yeah, this roster gives you the option of having 4 rerolls. This roster's built for people who want loads of rerolls. You get your thrower, you get your 4 blitzers, and you've got 6 linewomen. So you've got 11 players. So there's no bench on this, but you've got 4 team rerolls. So you've got the extra team reroll there. You've still got your apothecary. I mean, you could even get rid of your apothecary on 5 team rerolls if you want. And I've given, for the extra 20k we had left, I've got given 1 on coach or 1 on cheerleader. So it gives you the best chance early doors to pinch an extra reroll. So this roster is built on rerolls and getting rerolls, so you can use them a bit more willy-nilly than trying to hold on to the 3. Again, this isn't a bad thing. It gives you your main positionals, doesn't it? Your thrower, your 4 blitzers, and then obviously at a later date you can then go ahead and buy obviously your catcher. But all you're basically missing out on this build for your catcher is the catch skill, and obviously the access to agility. So early doors on a running team, you're not really missing out on that much. So I can see why people would be tempted with this build. You've got 4 rerolls, you've got an apothecary, you've got a coach assist, a cheerleader to give you the advantage against other new starting teams as well. So you could maybe get another reroll there. And you've got your 4 blodgers, you've got your throwers, so you've got your most important positionals. And I can see this one being very popular as well. So the question is, which out the 4 do I think would be the best roster to take in the official Cyanide Cup? Well, this one, what we just had a look at, I think this is a good build. It really is. And I'd be tempted to take this one just because of the 4 rerolls and obviously the tune coach system. If we just go back to this one, the original one. I've got a team called the Bernie's Angels, obviously a rip-off of Charles Angels, but this is the build I've got for them. So if I do take them in the cup, this is the roster I'm taking. It just gives me a bit of everything. I get a catcher, I get 4 blitzers, I get a thrower. I've got an extra player on the bench, so I've actually got a bench. I've got an apothecary, and I've got 3 rerolls. I just think this is a better balanced all-round roster, and this is the one I would take. And this is the one I will take if I decide to go Amazons in the Cyanide Cup. Now, stat ups. The problem with Amazons is they're a bit of a no-frills team because they all basically do the same thing. So your blitzers and your catchers, they all sort of do the same thing, really. They're all built to do one thing. The throwers, we'll go into the throwers in a minute. I mean, the way I look at Amazons is they're a running team. They're not a passing team. People said they're a bash team. I still get my head around why they're bash. I think they have to be a bash because they can't do nothing else. Maybe, I don't know. But I'll tell you how I would go about them. The throwers, personally, to me, they should be built to run. So they already start with dodge. They've already got passes in case they need to desperately throw the ball. First thing you give them is block, so they've got blodge to give them better survivability odds and to keep onto the ball. Then I take sure hands to negate strip ball. And then after that, it depends what you want to do. Kickoff return's fantastic because you've only got movement 6. So being able to move that extra 3 spaces to get to the ball is fantastic. A lot of the time, that 3 spaces will put you under the ball to potentially catch it. Accurate just gives you a nice +1 if you do decide to go on the pass. But me personally, if I don't get any stat ups, I'll be doing them like this: block and show hands are the first two. Then I'll probably go kick off return before accurate. Regarding stat boosts, agility, yes, take agility every day of the week. Same with strength. Armor, probably wouldn't unless it was really late on. And movement, well, movement would be good depending when I get it. I would. Right, if you really want to make a thrower into actually what it's supposed to be, a thrower, then I would go with this. I'd still take block first to give it the bludge. Then if I roll a double, I begin strong arm straight away, because obviously that'll help. You need it. You need a double for strong arm, and then I'll begin accurate and nerves of steel. Accurate obviously +1. Strong arm is obviously +1 on the longer throws, and obviously nerves of steel negates any tackle zones. If you get past this, other skills to look for, maybe safe throw may be useful later on. But I'm not a big fan of this build. You could even look at dump off as well. But you're always like reluctant to dump off a ball when you've got bludge. But this would be the other option. But personally, I would go with the running player, the running option. Right, we'll go into the catchers now. I've obviously, you've got two catchers. I've done two different ones, but both my catchers will be built like this. Ignore the word catcher, because the only good thing about these guys is gives you agility access on a normal roll. These two girls are built for defense. They sit the back, or is your last defense. They go to the ball carrier and they basically stand next to them with their side step and diving tackle. Failing that, they block lanes for the opponent's ball carrier to try and get through. It is always a big risk when they're only armor 7, but at least they're strength 3, and at least they come with bludge. Just be careful if you park them next to a tackle piece. Only put them there is if you have to, and you have no other option. But these two are fantastic. This is definitely the way I would build them. The other way you could build them is if you really want to make them into a catcher, then, well, they already have dodge, they already have catch. Bludge would be your first choice, and then after that, diving catch would be the next best thing. After that, then it's your own personal preference. The side step, what helps them against going down the sideline without getting surfed. Sure feet makes them go that extra 2 JFRs a lot safer. And then there's nerves of steel as well, what obviously ignores tackle zones for when they throw the ball at your catchers. Personally, I don't like this build, and I won't be using this build, but I just made it so you can have a look at what sort of skills you need if you do want to go down the catch route. Personally, myself, I think this is the better build. Ignore the word catcher. These are defense positionals, and that's how you should use them, personally. So there are your catchers. Next thing then is basically your blitzers. Now, I could build 4 just like this, and they will be a pain in the backside. The great thing about them, they come with bludge to start with. Then you give them guard, because this team needs guard. You're only strength 3. They have to have guard. After guard, I'd give them stand firm. So the bludgers, the stand firm bludgers, they'll be kept in place. They'll be kept their guard and assist, and they'll be pain to move. Add after that diving tackle. So if anyone tries to blitz away from you and doesn't get you down and try and dodge, then there's obviously a -2 thanks to diving tackle. After that, then you've got 2 options. You can either go the mighty blow route, and then, you know, just to add more chance of getting players off the pitch, or you can go tackle, what obviously works well with diving tackle. But you could build all 4 blitzers like this, and they'll be fantastic. I think I would at least have a minimum of 2 like this. The only way I would change these sort of builds, or the development would slow down, is if I rolled strength, because obviously I'll take strength. Agility, possibly take agility as well, because obviously agility 4 is always good. I'd rather get my agility on my runners, my passers or catchers maybe. Armor, I'd maybe take armor late on these pieces. Movement, I probably wouldn't, if I'm being honest. But I think, you see people curse when they go against block stand firm pieces and can't get them out of the way. If you ever played against a flesh golem, you know how annoying they are. Well, think how annoying a blodge stand firm piece would be. Extremely annoying. Right, okay. So, obviously they've got options for strength, so you can build them into killers. So obviously you started off with blodge already, then you go mighty blow, then piling on, and then probably best to go tackle. Usually you could go frenzy as well, but I'd be trying to get that guard in there as soon as possible, because again, guard is important. But I'd only have one build like this, if that, because I think the stand firm blodge combination is a lot better with guard. Another option, they're all very similar because this is where the way I believe the Amazon Blitz should be used. So again, you got blodge, guard again, and then you could go dauntless if you want. I personally wouldn't, but if you got dauntless, then these blitzers can take on black orcs, trolls, and if there are other blitzers or there are other Amazon ladies, I've got guard to assist you. It's going to help you win the line of scrimmage. Stand firm keeps them in place, and obviously might blow does damage. And finally, just another option if you want to go try and serve some players off the pitch. Frenzy, Juggernaut, and then Pro is the way I'd go there. I'd try and look for Leap as well, but you would need a double for that. So if you roll double, then I'd be tempted with Leap, but just bear in mind you're only agility 3, so 4+, with no skills apart from rolling agility to help you with that. I don't know, and this is the reason why I'm not a big fan of this. I've just shown you a few different ways of building your blitzers, but me personally, I don't think you'll go wrong. Just try it out. Even if you do a custom team and just try out against somebody, and you'll see how good blodge, stand firm is. They're fantastic, and obviously with guard there as well. I mean, you could even crash a cage, a normal cage, and then tag the ball carrier, and with blodge, stand firm, and diamond tackle, if they don't get you down, then either you're going to get to hit them or they're going to have to dodge your way on the -2. So it's fantastic. All these sort of fruity builds, you're better off trying to get with your Linewomen, because they've got the same stats. You've got to roll doubles, but this is where the Linewomen come in. Your catchers should be built for defense. Your throwers should be built for running the ball. I know, right? And your blitzers are there to give you guard, stand firm, and blodge, and security and safety for your ball carrier. Your Linewomen, you can go to town with these. So they're great because they already start off with dodge. Although they don't have normal access to agility, they get dodge straight off the bat. So that's brilliant. One of the best skills you can get. You start off with block, obviously, to give them blodge. On this build, I've gone for Dauntless. What's a normal roll as well? So these pieces can work alongside your stand firm, guard, blitzers, and they can do with the hitting. Black Orcs, Trolls, Croc Skulls, they're going to be able to start bashing a few of these things. On this build, you could then go tackle if you want, or if you roll a double, then you've got a decision whether to go Mighty Blow or guard. This piece, I might go Mighty Blow just because obviously she's built to hit. This build is the one where I say guard, like with most teams, if you roll a double, guard should be the first skill you get them. I'd take guard on this piece before I get block, because guard on this team is really important. Really is. They're only strength 3 and they're trying to bash. So if they're supposed to bash, they need every little help they get, and guard is important to them. They're not going to outrun the opposition. They're going to have to bash their way through. So guard is important, and as much guard you can get. You can start getting some of these Linewomen with guard. It will make your job a lot easier for moving, manipulating, bashing your way forward, and also will help protect your armor 7 pieces as well. So guard, definitely. This option again is more of a looking to evolve from being a blodger into trying to go after the opponent's blodgers, catches. That's why I take Mighty Blow, and that's why I've got Tackle. But again, I'd only look at this build when I've got enough guard, because you've got your 2 catches are built in defense, so they will do the defense duties. This is a luxury for later on. Right, and here is another option. The Rodge. Strip ball, tackle, Linewomen. Her job is to obviously to complement the 2 catches in defense and go after the ball. Leap is an option you can put later on, but again, you know, it's a 4+ to jump into the cage. It's a 50-50, get it in there. But again, it's a nice option to have. Even if you just give her a wrestle, strip ball, and tackle, she will get the ball down a lot of the time. So again, this sort of build is a nice build. This next one is for your line of scrimmage, wrestle and fend. Obviously, you want them to disengage as best they can. Yes, they do have dodge, but they're only agility 3, so they will fail dodges a lot. If you can make them move about without dodging, that is always good. So, yeah, fend will make them separate, and if they do get a block, they can drag their opponents down, what will help with gaps for when you're on offense as well. So that is good. So always build 3 like this, at least. And there you go, you've got a dead plate. Because only 50k, as long as you don't get a lot of bad fortune early on, you're going to have about 14, 15 players. So if you're going to go like that does, then dead player's got to be one of them. Because if you're going to have a bench, you've got to use the strengths of having a bench, and one of them is to have a data play and foul a lot. They're only 50k, give them data play, 70k, 70 TV, bonus. You get someone on the floor, a nice high profile target, stamp on them, get them off, and if your guy gets sent off as well, so be it. So a nice cheap fouling option is always good. And that's it. I mean, the thing with Amazons is I've heard people call them boring, no imagination, because they've already got their own set sort of thing to do with them. Your throwers are supposed to run the ball. Your catchers are better off in defense, and they're very good in defense. It's a shame you only get 2 of them. And then your blitzers are basically there to give you guard, withstand firm, and hold the ground. It's the Linewomen you go funky on. That's where you expand from the strict Amazon game plan. You know, your blitzers get guard, stand firm, to go with blodge, then diving tackle. You do 4 like that, and they'll be a pain in the backside, trust me. Your catchers should be block, sidestep, diving tackle, then tackle to go with a dodge. Doing both like that. And then your Linewomen is where you go. If you get a double, get guard. You need 6, 7 guard pieces before you start looking at Mighty Blow. You need guard. You are only strength 3. Black Orcs, they need guard, and they've got 4 strength 4 pieces and a 12 strength 5. So if they need guard, you definitely need guard. Look at dwarfs. What do they say about dwarfs? Get guard because they're strength 3, even though they've got dauntless players. And that's another thing. While we're talking about dauntless, get a couple of Linewomen with dauntless. It will really help, because them alongside your guard blitzers will be massive. Because with other teams where you blitz with your blitzers a lot, with Amazons you don't need to. With Amazons, you more likely got to blitz with your Linewomen, because you're going to use the guard of your blitzers, if that makes sense. The only way you'd be using your blitzers is if your Linewomen have guard, so you can roll reverse. So make sure you've got at least. I'd try and build a couple of Linewomen with dauntless, because that will help. A friend of mine, Midway Monsters, has a dwarf team, and he has about 3-4 dwarfs, Longbeards with Dauntless, and it makes it massive difference because they've already got loads of guard, so they're already getting assists, but because they're strength 3, the Dauntless still kicks in, so they end up with a lot of 2-dar blocks. Make sure you get 3 Linewomen on the line of scrimmage with Wrestle and Fend. And I wouldn't put you off getting a Blodge Fend Linewoman as well, just to keep them at arm's reach. When you've got a good bench, then look at dirty players as well. And it's always nice to have one of these strip balling Linewomen as well with Leap. Because to be honest, if I'm going to leap anything to a cage, I'd rather be a Linewoman than one of my better positionals. Team reroll is running 50k, so even when you're paying double, they're only 100k, so they're nice and cheap. So you can always add another 1 or 2 on there. And that's the good thing about Amazons, is they are a cheap piece. 50 points for a Linewoman is fantastic. Alright, they've got armor 7, but 50k? Gotta be one of the best values in the game. Because you're only 1 skill away from giving them Blodge. It's fantastic. Really fantastic. And that's where the strength is. They're cheap, and you know what? They've got nice synergy. And when you've got nice synergy in a team, it makes them a lot more powerful, in my opinion, and a lot more effective. So that's it. We're done. Like you probably noticed on a few of my other videos, I'll be like, oh, there's loads of different options and stuff like that. Or you can go this way, you can go that way. I mean, if you look at my Kislev video and the Halfling videos, I'm saying, oh, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. One can do this, one can do that. I think you probably noticed on my Amazons, it's like, nope, your catchers must be built like this. Your blitzers must be built like this. Because the Amazon team is very, very rigid. To get success, there is a straightforward game plan. And you've got to give them the skills, what makes them most effective. Guard is important. It's the most important skill you can give them. Stand firm is the next most important skill for your blitzers after that, because it makes them a blodge stand firm piece, and it makes them a pain in the backside. So if you take anything away from this video, guard is the most important skill for any of these pieces. I'd take guard on any of these because you just need it. You're only strength 3. If you want to get, like I said, if you want to get funky, you want to get a bit crazy, or you want to do something different, do that on the Linewomen, because it's got the same stats of the positionals. It just means for a lot of the skills you've got to roll a double, unfortunately, but you can make some really nice builds with the Linewomen. So that's me done. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's my last of the legendary edition roster races done. So all 8 of them on my YouTube channel. So like I say, if you haven't subscribed, please do, because that'll obviously make you aware of all the videos when they're done. I'm now going to go on to the original races. So there's plenty of more to come. I'm going to start off with Orcs next, then High Elves, and then maybe Necro, because a few people want to see High Elves and Necro. When the official Cyanide Cup begins, I'm going to be doing weekly shows with coaches who are going to be on board, and we're going to be talking about the movers and shakers and everything to do with the Champions Cup for that week. I will be doing it on the PS4, and I'll be doing the Xbox One as well. So it's basically for consoles. So that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll be getting a lot of people. I'm hoping to get the current champion, Giblick. I'll be asking him see if he'll join us on one of them shows at least, because obviously always good to get the champ on board. He obviously knows what he's talking about, and hopefully we'll be able to get people like the Sea Commander and Cell Commander and that on the Xbox as well. Apart from that, we'll be doing the live preview shows for the playoffs, as I always do. If you're not aware of that, I do on the PS4, because I'm a PS4 admin. I do the official live draw where we preview all the playoff teams. What's going to be a challenge this season, because there's going to be bloody 32 of them. So I don't know how we're going to have to get through that. So we'll be a quick rundown of the teams, and then I will do the live draw, and then we talk about the matchups. So there's that to look forward to. I stream the playoff games on the PS4 as well. I'm going to be trying to do quite a lot of them on the Xbox One as well. So there's plenty of videos going to be on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe, and you won't miss. I'm obviously on Twitter, and I've obviously got my Twitch channel as well. It's bennettbuffon.twitch/TV, so you can always follow me on there. And like I said, any ideas about other builds for the Amazon or any questions, please leave in the comments, and I will get back to you and reply to you as best I can. Hope you've enjoyed the 8 legendary races. They're all done now. Just go on my channel. I've even put them in a playlist folder for you all for easy access. You can also see them on the Cyanide forums are on there as well. And that's it. So I'm hoping to get the auction done either today or tomorrow, and I'm going to churn them out while we've got a gap for until the Cyanide Cup starts, what should be in the next couple of weeks, depending on what they do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck on the Bloodbowl pitch. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.